All right, let's dive right in. We're digging deep today into something that honestly feels less like a subtle shift and more like a fundamental revolution in how individuals and businesses, too, are generating income, digital products. We've pulled together quite a stack of sources for this deep dive, and what they really seem to zero in on is the incredible accessibility and the remarkably low overhead compared to starting something, traditional.
Absolutely, that accessibility is, it's key. Our mission for this deep dive, really, based on everything we've been looking at, is to unpack what makes a digital product unique, explore the genuine potential they unlock, and then get practical by highlighting the specific tools and platforms that our materials show are making this accessible to, well, pretty much anyone with an idea or a skill.
Okay, so think of this as your guided tour through the landscape our sources painted for us. We'll start by clarifying just what we mean by a digital product and the huge variety they come in. It's quite something. Then we'll look at how people are actually turning these into real income streams, like right now. And finally, we'll spend some time on how the resources, the platforms that bridge that gap between idea and income according to our reading. Ready?
Let's go.
Fundamentally, as our materials explain it, a digital product is an intangible asset. It's delivered electronically, which completely bypasses the traditional supply chain headaches. No physical stock, no shipping logistics.
Right, zero warehouses needed. That alone is huge. And what the sources show is just the sheer breadth of what falls under this umbrella. I mean, it's everything. We're talking content like ebooks and audiobooks, basically packaged knowledge or stories,
Yeah.
to more interactive experiences like online courses and webinars, which are really focused on delivering education or training, often with a community element kind of tipped in. And it gets even more granular than that. Our reading highlighted the popularity of things like templates and printables. Think pre-designed planners, maybe social media graphics, document layouts, stuff people buy just to save time.
Yeah.
Software and mobile apps are huge players too, of course. They offer solutions or entertainment through code.
And then you've got the creative assets, right? Like digital art, photos, music, video clips that other people license for their own projects. And a structure the sources emphasized again and again for its revenue potential anyway is memberships and subscriptions, providing ongoing access to premium content or maybe exclusive communities. The recurring themes across all these different forms, as our materials pointed out, were things like scalability, create once, sell infinitely, instant delivery, and that really tantalizing potential for passive income once the initial work is actually done.
So that scalability, yeah, that's the game changer, really.
Yeah.
It decouples the creation effort from the sales volume. In a way, physical products just...
Oh, they can't. Right. So how is this actually translating into people earning a living? How are individuals and businesses fitting into this digital product economy based on what we saw?
Our sources detailed several key roles people are taking on. First, there are the content creators and educators. These are folks monetizing their expertise directly, packaging what they know into courses or ebooks or maybe premium content for members.
Absolutely. And we also saw designers and artists finding huge markets for their digital creations, selling everything from, say, fonts and textures to website templates, even custom digital portraits. They often leverage specific marketplaces that are tailored to their particular craft.
Okay, and then you have the developers and engineers, right? Building software tools, apps, or maybe plugins that solve problems or add functionality for users. Could be anything from productivity tools to, entertainment. Exactly. Plus, you've got the pure entrepreneurs, people who identify a market need or perhaps a community to serve, and then build those subscription or membership models we talked about.
Yeah.
Curating content or access. Our materials even shared some examples that really underscored this potential for individuals. Mentioning someone, I think it was Brianna, a stay-at-home parent who reportedly built a six-figure income through a mix of digital products and related online ventures. It just shows you don't need some huge infrastructure behind you.
Yeah, that example really brings it home. The potential isn't just limited to established businesses, it's genuinely accessible to individuals. Which naturally leads us to the next question. What tools and platforms are making all of this not just possible, but genuinely achievable? According to our sources, anyway.
Exactly. And the materials discussed a whole ecosystem, really, designed to help you create these products. For design-based products like templates or simple graphics, they pointed to really user-friendly tools like Canva, which makes design accessible even if you don't have deep technical skills. Alongside, of course, professional suites like Adobe for more complex needs.
Okay. And if you're creating online courses, There are dedicated platforms highlighted, like Thinkific or Teachable, which provide not just the course hosting itself, but often integrated payment processing and marketing features specifically for educators. Makes sense.
Yeah, they streamline it. And for writers or those creating document-based products, well, standard tools like Google Workspace are foundational. Pretty straightforward. And for audio or music creators, digital audio workstations or even simpler editors like Audacity were mentioned as accessible entry points.
Okay, so that covers the creation side. Once it's made, how do you actually sell it? Our sources explored various avenues here. General e-commerce platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce were discussed as ways to add digital products alongside physical ones, maybe on your own branded store.
Right, but the reading also emphasized marketplaces that are specifically designed for digital goods, like Etsy, which has really become a go-to for digital art and printables. Massive market there. Or platforms built more for direct creator-to-customer sales, like Gumroad and Selfie. They tend to give creators more control over the transaction and, importantly, the customer relationship.
And for those who want, like, ultimate control, building your own site using a platform like WordPress was presented as an option too. So the key takeaway from the sources on platforms seemed to be, well, the best choice depends heavily on your product type, right? And your target audience, and just how much control you want over the whole selling experience. It's definitely not one size fits all.
No, definitely not. And what's fascinating is how these tools and platforms, many of which just didn't exist a couple of decades ago, have systematically removed so many of the technical barriers to both creation and distribution. It's pretty remarkable.
Okay, so let's try and pull it all together based on what we've explored in these sources. Digital products are these incredibly scalable, intangible goods. They strip away the traditional overhead, offering significant passive income potential once they're actually built. They span this massive range of forms, from simple ebooks all the way to complex subscription services. And people are fitting into clear roles, creators, designers, developers, entrepreneurs to leverage them.
Exactly. And as we saw, the landscape of tools and platforms is just vast now. From easy design software and dedicated course builders to diverse marketplaces and direct selling options. It really means that the technical hurdle to creating and selling digital products has been lowered dramatically. You can genuinely start capitalizing on your knowledge or your creativity with varying levels of technical skill and potentially reach a global audience.
Yeah, this deep dive into our source material really makes it clear. That path to turning what you know or what you can create into profitable ventures through digital products. It's just more accessible and, well, more defined than it's ever been before.
hmm And based on that core message our sources conveyed
Hmm.
about this newfound accessibility for individuals and the truly global market reach it enables, here's something for you, the listener, to really chew on. What implications does this widespread access to creating and selling digital products have for the traditional idea of a job or even a career? And maybe more importantly, what new possibilities does this unlock for you personally?